finding me. Okay, perfect. Yay. Okay, I'm going to go get my charger, but I wanted to ask, this is open for any questions. Like we can go through the back office. I can share my screen. If you guys are talking to anyone or right now, since you've been posting more consistently, you can just ask, like, if someone has come to you, how to navigate the conversation. I'm just throwing out ideas. Or Ashley and Lindsay, if you guys have anything that you feel like was helpful when you were getting started to share, you're more than welcome to. I just really wanted this to be a space that we can just talk about whatever. But I'm going to go grab my charger so y'all can talk for a minute and unmute and do whatever. I'm just going to grab it really quick.
Okay. How you doing, Sarah?
Hi.
Have you been going through the Boss Basics?
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
I took about 3 days to a week, and then I went back not too long ago and realized there were still things I hadn't completed. So like for now, you can totally just pick and choose like what is informational to like help you, like the Linktree stuff, and like if you want to go back on the social media stuff later, you totally can, because all at once it's, sometimes like, oh my goodness, but it's nice that it's there and organized.
I think it's helpful when I look on the Beachbody office and then I go back to like YouTube, because like the Linktree, I went to YouTube after you said that and I figured it out within seconds. Like I already have my Linktree and like lots of links set up. Like that helped me a lot.
Yeah, I had to YouTube it because I'm just like you. I'm like, somebody help me. So I'm like always asking them, and then I was like, okay, try to Google it. I was like, oh my God, Google and videos do work. And I'm like, okay,
yeah. Right?
You
yeah.
can be a strong, independent woman.
Yes.
Just not independent. Oh, she's in Europe, right?
Yeah, she's in the UK, and I'm wondering if she can just listen, which is totally fine, Lucy, if you're just able to listen. And you can type in the chat. Oh, there you
go. I was just creeping.
What time is it there?
It's midnight there.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Do you have any questions? How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. Still finding my footing. It's a lot to figure out.
Me too.
We all start somewhere. I'm just feeling like I've got like, I'm like, okay, I know where this is, and this is kind of after all my questions.
7 years in, and sometimes I still feel that way.
Emma, are you in the back?
No matter how far you go, you're still learning.
Never stop learning.
Yeah, always evolving. It's so true. They just added stuff to the back office. Sarah, I heard you talk about like the back office and going in there. They just added a lot of resources to some of those chunks, if you will. I don't know how to describe
So
it.
is that only available for 30 days for me?
No, you have access to that for forever. Oh. So that's like your online office. And you can, but they kind of say like you can go through this in 30 days if you want. You can go through it faster, whatever you feel like is best for you.
Okay. And like the bod group, they wanted me to set that with 24 hours. That was kind of like, whoa. What do you think about that?
What do you mean?
The bod groups.
It set up a bod group.
Oh, I see. So
24 hours. And I was like, whoa.
Yes. Yeah, so the value with the bod groups is, so if you do help someone and they get started, they can actually see the groups you've created. So they will actually can request access. So for instance, when you do get something called leads, which comes like as you help people, they will be able to see your bod group. So I've had people that like, I don't know, that are able to request and things like that. You don't have to do it in 24 hours. That's just what they recommend. And to be completely honest, I'm still using Facebook a lot more and want to go back to Facebook because bod groups have still had some glitches. So I've just had the groups there to make sure that like people can have the logging of the workouts and Shakeology and like that option, and also like the interactive.
And the bod group is like what you guys do on Facebook or what you guys put on the Beachbody On Demand app?
Yeah. I was going to say, if you wanted, I could do one and have you and then my other VIP as admins so that anytime you guys get someone, we all have a space together so you don't feel overwhelmed like you have to do all these things, because that's what I have been invited to do. And like I would obviously, it's what you like, that little app thing, so like they can see you as well, like your people.
Nice.
But yeah, we could all three be in there together. I was gonna say that last night, but
That's a great idea. I actually forgot about that, because any group you are an admin of will show up as a group that you're a part of. So even like so you just have to be an admin, and then it'll show up for your members. So that's a great idea. Actually, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the pajama fucking group next week or whatever, Spirit Week. That's
You
exciting.
should be.
I haven't got to
should
see
be.
it. Where'd you post it?
I haven't posted what we're gonna do yet, but Emma and I just planned out what the days are gonna be. So I'm gonna post a full schedule on Sunday night, so you'll know what each day is gonna be. But then there will still be a post every morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
And then we are going
We
to do
should Or so we know, right?
You what?
yes.
Do the post the night before so we know what to wear in the morning.
Yeah, so on Sunday night, I'm going to have one that's going to lay out the whole entire week just so people like to plan ahead. And then in the morning, so Monday morning, I'll post the theme for Monday. And then when Emma does the nightly check-in, she'll say, just a reminder, tomorrow's theme is X. And then I'll show up the next morning with that graphic.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So the plan this next week is to do a nightly like poll check-in. So still rating your day, but then you'll click the poll of kind of the category you're in, and then just share like why that is, and then also like just have there the theme for. But we wanted to do the Sunday post just so you can save that too, or like the graphics so you know. Because I was telling Lindsay I want to get better at my nighttime routine, because I feel like I somewhat have a morning routine down and do, but I feel like my morning routine isn't the best because my nighttime routine's not the best. So I'm like, I need to work on that. So I think knowing like what the theme is the night before will really help, like set out my clothes and not have to think about that the next day.
That works for me. I get everything ready at nighttime.
Okay.
Clothes, husband clothes, all that.
You're on top of it.
Hi. Hi, Talia. Good evening. Did you just get Leo down?
No, we had like a total meltdown on the potty.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
mom life.
I'm having
Mom's
a problem
strong.
with
I
potty,
see
too.
your shirt. What'd you say?
Me, I'm having problem with my 2-year-old son going potty too.
Yeah, ours is the poopy thing. The pee is fine. He has no problem with that. But when it comes down to like going poop, he's like, okay, I gotta poop. And then we sit on the toilet and he goes, no, 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 no. And then he holds it. And I'm like,
Yes.
ugh.
Here now. Okay, so anyone else going through videos or anything that has come up that they wanted to talk about? Sarah, you said you've been going through the training.
Yeah, so when I make a poll and say if someone's interested and they say yes, they're interested, how do I go about giving them the best details, or is there like a thing I can copy to like make it easier to show everybody the same thing that we're doing?
Really good question. I can answer. Ashley, if you want to answer, you can.
You can probably answer
Okay,
after.
No, so what I would first, so whatever the question is or whatever the poll is, I would always respond and be like, hey, I'm so happy that you engaged on my poll. I would love to talk to you more. If I asked, what do you struggle with most when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle, nutrition or workouts? I would say, you said nutrition is something that you find hardest. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you said that? And then going from there. So I don't initially say like, hey, I'm running a group, like, thanks for responding to my poll. I really just want to know more about why they said what they said, and then leading from there. And also just know, while you're in conversation, screenshot us. So in this group, like in the 14-day accountability group, because I love how you asked about Instagram stories, because it doesn't just have to be on your feed. It can be on your stories as well, that you did the challenge for the day. asking in there like, hey, someone said this, what would you say? Because I totally understand wanting to feel confident with conversations. And I know you just got started. So actually there's something called the National Wake Up Call every Monday mornings, which is our like weekly business call in.
And I should go on to that.
Yeah. And she just talked about last week. It was all about like, okay, so they said yes, now what? And so I think like that is true, like wanting to have the confidence of what to say. I will say we do have resources. So 100% we will send you resources. And actually, if you go into the Dreamer Society, I think you're already a part of it. I think I just added, or not just, but I did add, I'm going to share my screen really quick. So this is in the units of the Dreamer Society. So if you go here, Sarah, to the units, and you go down here, there's helpful PDFs, but also, so there's like a document with this, but I also have something else that I thought I put in here. That's my notes, but I may just have been sending it to people. I have something that I got from a power hour that I thought was really helpful that I can send over or send to you or Ashley or whatever. I think Ashley, maybe you might have it, but I'll send it again.
What is it specifically?
Here, actually, I can share my notes. So another thing, if you don't use your notes on an iPhone, I have many notes. Okay, so here's my share cart emails. So this is what I got from someone, and it's just kind of like invites that I can send over, but also I have things like IG story watchers. So like if people are watching my stories, anytime I have anytime I have something that I've done, I actually like save it. And I have so many because a lot of my conversations are different. So that's kind of where I just tweak it kind of every time.
So you reply differently back to each and every message?
Yeah, kind of.
My first poll the other day, I got 20 people wanting more details.
What?
Like, what do
Real
I do?
people?
Okay, so for that, so
They-
what?
people on my friends list, they were just people that I tagged stuff, so like they were interested in like, what do I do with all that? 20?
But like they were all real people? Like not
Yes,
just
I
the
went
bots?
to the page. Yes.
Jealous.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah,
I
I
said, what
just
do I
think
do
I
with
need,
that?
like,
Like,
two.
you need like a little thing.
yeah, what was
you
your
know?
poll? What was your poll?
I did a time lapse of me exercising, and I said, "Are you interested?" And I said, "Yes." Need more info.
Okay,
And 20
so I'm gonna
people
type
said
in
want
here.
more info.
Oh, a lot of people said they want more info.
20.
Okay, so I'm gonna send in here what I would say, and then that way you have kind of something to go off of. I think I have, and then you guys can also say like what.
And like save everything you send. Like Sue, you just saw Emma's like notes section. You can save little folders in your notes. So you don't have to. You can change things so they sound just like you. And then essentially you can say the same thing back a lot of times, but you won't have to be typing it out every single time.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
just sent you a message, and I would switch it to not say "Hey, girl." I would always say their name. There's nothing sweeter than the sound of someone's name, so I would always just say "Hey."
Yeah, that does me a lot. You're right. Yes. Yes.
That's what I would say. If you can copy and paste this, or I can send it to Ashley, and she can send it.
Up on my thing. Yeah, you sent it to me.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, the goals thing, that's usually my biggest thing. Like what Emma said, nutrition or workouts. I'm like, what are your goals? Like, what is it that you want to? So you're not like jumping the gun on what they want. And like, then the next one I always ask is, how much time do you have a day and how many days a week?
Yes.
Yeah.
That helps.
I was like,
So you're really just info gathering at first. So that's just something you're kind of wanting to dig deeper. Like, what are their goals? How much time do they have? I ask, what does their, routine look like right now? Is there something they want changed right now? Kind of figuring out where that missing link is for them, and then being like, okay, so, this is what you've told me, and this is how I can help you with these next steps and tools. And really, they want you, Sarah. So, they said yes, but that's because they trust you. That's really huge, and that's something that you should you should be thankful for, because that's really important and valuable. So and showing up every day and just, you know, continuing to do that is building trust, whether you're in conversation. So,
Man.
because I don't even get 20 people on my like, wow. Okay.
Ashley was telling me that too. Like, if you do a poll and you only get like 4 or 5 or maybe 2, that's good. Like, read on
Yeah.
the
That's see when sometimes I get excited. I'm like, oh, I have 8 polls, but it's all like bots, and I'm like, you're jerk. You're just messing with me. So that's why I'm like, that's so cool that you actually got real.
Okay, I'm gonna go in here really quick. Lucy asked, what is a power hour? And I just want to say it on the live, but I know Talia are on the recording. Talia said power hours where you take a focused hour or block of time where you work on your business. And so there's some that are at different times that are structured power hours that top coaches in the company run. There's specific times, and I can reshare in our training or in our group when those are. And also at 11:30 on Wednesdays, Sari always does a guided power hour just for us. So that helps because then it's someone saying like, okay, here's 15 minutes. These are ideas of following up, or these are ideas of connecting with new people. And your question, Lucy, how do you find new followers to reach out to? You're totally fine. Don't apologize. I figured you were momming, so that's why I was like, oh my gosh. So finding new followers takes time. There's different ways, so you can go onto your hashtags. You can. Do you want to share that in the training? Will you take a picture of that? What is that from?
I don't remember, but it was from, I found it and I've been doing it, and I did it yesterday for like 20 minutes and I gained like 10 new followers. And 10
Oh, I want to know. What does it say?
So it's called the Daily Business Growing Checklist. I also have the one Gabby made, and I also have a Facebook one if we were to use it. But this one says, like, just an example, Lucy, like it says, go to a page, like a boutique you like, bloggers, your friends' pages, and then go follow women who are following that page. But don't just follow, like, this is just my personal opinion, okay? Everybody can do it differently. But I don't just follow a bunch of people, because they could be private, or they're people that have an Instagram but haven't posted for months, and then that doesn't do anything for you. So I usually go either in the comments of someone's post to see who's engaging, look at them, see if they vibe with you or if there's someone that you know you could work with, and then follow them, go on their page, you know, do all, and then like you basically like a couple of pictures, comment, go in their stories, look at some of their stories, comment, and then do this again. Like you just basically repeat the process. You don't have to do, this one says 40 to 50 people. You don't have to do 40 to 50 people, because that's a lot of time. But if you have the time, then yeah, do it. But like yesterday I had 20 minutes, and so I did it for 20 minutes and I got 10, and that was enough for me.
But if you follow people, you're only following their story. They have to follow you back to see your story. So how does that work?
Well, that's the thing. So once you go and you follow these people, they're going to either follow you back or they're not. And so you kind of have to just go back through. There's a way you can look on Instagram that shows your followers. And that will show you people like, oh, these are the people that I followed in the past, but I really haven't seen a follow back, or, you know, I've interacted with them and they really haven't interacted with me. So you just unfollow them.
Okay.
Because some people are going to vibe with you and others aren't, and some really aren't even interested. They're just like out there on Instagram with, you know, a bunch of people, or they're not active at all. So that's where Emma said it takes time, because it's something that you have to schedule in your power hour or on a specific day or whatever, and you just take the time to grow your network, and that's how you find new people. Because I struggled with this before when I was starting. I was like, where the heck are you finding these people? Like, I'm trying to get people like with hashtagging my posts, and like no one's coming to my page, but you actually have to go out and like find people that way.
What is it?
The best hashtag?
There's no best hashtag.
In the Boss Basics training, Sarah, there's tons of the things that explain like the algorithms and like how you could look to find like popular ones, then ones that relate to you, and then like, you know, Doodle Mom, and like plants. You know about plants, like the things that you know and love and are passionate about. That's going to be your best. What's it, the word? Niche. Yeah, that's going to be your best thing, because that's what you can relate with, and people are like, oh my goodness, she has a doodle, I have a doodle. She likes to raise houseplants and she can do it, so can I, you know?
Yeah.
So that's like, yeah, and then like your explore page, things that pop up like for you and stuff.
Yeah, and like this doesn't look the same as on your phone, but you can search hashtags and and then follow certain hashtags. So like Ashley was saying, and then it'll actually just show other people. And then also what Talia was saying about like the people that you follow, you can go and say like, who's my most recent, and then you can see who followed you back that way, and then kind of go from there. And I like when I'm engaging with people, I go to their page and I always am commenting or responding to their Instagram story if they've Instagram storied, and just kind of starting the conversation and connection that way. And that's how I've made a lot of friendships, honestly, which has been fun.
What do they say? It's like 3 picture, like 4 pictures, comment on 2, and I don't like to be crazy and like comment on all 5 of them, but it's like, you know, you could like 3 pictures, comment on 1, just to create that like.
I usually do like 2 or 3 likes, and then I either choose between a comment on a picture or a comment on their Instagram story. So if they have an Instagram story, I usually go and directly do that. Another thing, a little trick, because sometimes when you go and message people, you can't message them because they've like put on this block that people that they're not friends with or they don't follow can't message you. So, but you can, if you catch a time when they have made an Instagram story, you can respond to their Instagram story, and then that allows you to actually message them again. So if you have made a connection and for some reason there isn't a way that you can message them, you can actually respond to their story if they do a story. So that's only happened like 3 times to me where I've like actually wanted to connect with someone and haven't been able to. That's another thing, like go into conversations and relationships essentially. Like I don't just follow everyone because you also don't want your following to be up that high, you know, like you want it to yeah, so that's another thing.
The following / followers ratio, is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Just a word of advice too on hashtags. Don't.
What was the first part?
I said, word of advice on hashtags. Don't pick the most popular one for like posting. Like if you post and then you do your hashtags, because your post will get lost in everything. But I wouldn't worry too much about hashtags right off the bat because that's such a like whole other topic. I mean, I spent hours and days and all kinds of stuff like wasting time trying to figure out hashtags. So it's better if you focus on just finding people, creating conversations, and then slowly add hashtags, like just at least a couple related to your post. I personally use Plan app, and they have an area where you can like keep lists of your hashtags.
Yeah.
And then when you search for them, like I'll give you an example. So like I'm just gonna search.
That's my book.
No, it's just Plan, Plann.
Okay.
So if I search for like hashtag, I don't know, motivation, let's just say. Yeah, it's actually been helping me. So that is my screen right.
Oh yeah, then it shows a bunch of different ideas.
It shows all these hashtags, but then it'll show you like how many times they've been used. And if it's color coded. So if it's red, it's like, if you use that, post will get lost. And then it goes down to blue, green, and like baby blue. And it's like the greens and the dark blues are the ones that get like the most engagement supposedly because they're smaller audiences. So it saves you like a ton of time trying to figure out what hashtags are working, and these are the ones that are going to be like better of them all, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that because I just have mine in notes. Like I'll show you. I have so many notes. I have notes on notes on notes, but I just save a bunch, and that's another thing is you want to not overuse hashtags because they will also get lost because Instagram will think of it as spam. So you do want to actually switch up your hashtags if you can. I know it takes time. So I like when you do your 5 things, I kind of like to have like 5 different hashtag chunks, and then you can just.
It's almost better to dedicate a day to like, or not a day, but it's to dedicate like a day where you have a little bit more time.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of like do some research on hashtags, and like don't be afraid to invest in like some basic training on hashtags either, because it's part of like running an online business. You have to know a little bit, you know, about.
I think that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think another thing too, when it comes to starting, is having a system. So like where you're keeping track of your people, and whether that's paper or Google Streak, you're going to hear me talk about. It's a lifesaver. It's saved my life. But also knowing that like this takes time, and the more action you take, the more questions you're going to have, and that's okay. Like it's okay to have questions. It's necessary, and you know we're always here to help. So
Screenshot and send and ask.
And because especially if you have a question as well, especially in this group, because a lot of you know, it's for new coaches. So if you have that question, it's more than likely that someone else does, and maybe they just don't want to ask, and that's okay. But if you ask them, they can see the response and not feel alone. I think that's the main thing is you're not alone in this. We're here to help. So
Can I ask about ShareAcart?
of course.
Where do I start? What is it?
You're the best. Here, I'll show you. Okay, so I'm gonna actually go to because here, hold on just a second. I'm gonna share my screen if that's okay. Okay, so here's Team Beachbody, and I'm gonna show you because they do have a whole video that you can watch, and I'm gonna show you where you can watch that. But I'll also go over it since we're on it. Since we're on here as well. But that way you can also tell like when you help new people and things like that, kind of where to go, because this is really helpful, and they honestly just added these things. So go to your coach office. It's gonna make me re-sign in again, guaranteed. Oh, it didn't. Wow, that's a first. Okay, so then when you go to Grow My Business and you see all of these resources, you actually want to go to the training. And if you go to the Getting Started right here, these are all really helpful. So it has the coach office overview, setting up your business, all that. I'm assuming you've looked at this.
Yeah.
And then I want to say, I'm almost positive there was a share cart. Yeah, sending a share cart. So right here. But what you'll do every single time. So I don't send out links. There is something called Coach Link Generator, where I do have Energize in my link tree like you were talking about. So if you want to just have Energize up there so people are like, oh, I want to drink your Energize, they can order it. So there is a way to put a link in if that's something you want. Now when you're talking to people, you're setting up their cart. So this is the way that you get to set up your cart. So most likely this is how Ashley helped you get started. When the email you got sent, this is what kind of the behind the scenes is.
Okay, so is ShareAcart like the link tree?
No, so ShareAcart is specifically for Beachbody when you're helping someone get started. So even if you're going to do a 2-week free trial, you can use the ShareAcart, and I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to have talked to this person, you're going to have talked about their goals, you're going to tell them that you have a solution and kind of recommend them of what to do. They tell you they want to get started with the bundle that has Shakeology, and also they want to add Energize. So you're going to say, okay, great, because they said that they don't want to do recovery yet, which is fine. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. This is their email, their first name, last name, select country, wherever they are at. We just opened in France, so it gives you all the options. Select. Now you choose customer or coach. So whether they're signing up for the discount, you would choose coach still, customer is just customer. Then yes, continue. So then they said they wanted the challenge pack. So you click challenge pack. You go to Beachbody On Demand because they said they just wanted the simple one. Say they wanted the 10 rounds or whatnot. You can choose that. So they wanted this. So great. Okay. and they said that they wanted the Shakeology options, they want the single, they wanted the vegan chocolate, and there's that. Okay, great. So add to cart. So now the cart has a 1. So now you're going to go back because they also want Energize, right? So you can make the cart however you want. So say they wanted this and collagen even. You can go, and then you're going to go to the nutrition supplements, and you can select anything else. They can even add to their cart once you send them this email. But then you would go up here, Beachbody Performance, and here then you can choose whichever Energize they want. So say they want to try the new mixed berry. Right here.
So this is for everybody in their personal opinion, what they want. So when somebody wants something from you, this is what you kind of go do to send them?
Yep, and then you get to the cart, and then down at the bottom, you can customize the email, which you don't need to, but I kind of just tweak it to sound more like me, not super like Beachbody. And then you would send the email. So this sends them an email, and then once you send them an email, up at the top right here, it will say copy shareable link. And then I always am sending that shareable link because I don't rely on the email. Sometimes it gets put in spam. It just saves a step. So I always message them and say, hey, I just sent you the email with your cart. If for some reason you don't see it, this link is what will help you get to your cart and get set up in that way. And then let me know when you've completed so I can add you to our group and so forth, and then kind of have those steps from there. And then once they get started, then you can send them the new welcome email. I even do for challengers, not just coaches, and just with the welcome, PDF to kind of say, take your before pictures. This is kind of a little bit more about our group and so forth. So
Okay.
kind of having those steps. Yeah. I hope that was helpful.
Is that what you kind of sent me, Ashley?
Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
When I'm like, what flavor would you like? That's where all my questions come in, is right there. And like, so I'll always be like, I love chocolate. And then lots of people have to suggest vanilla because you can get vanilla to taste like anything. You can put it in your fruit smoothies, which I've been doing with my vanilla right now. And then you can put chocolate chips in it and like a little bit of something else. And then they could start from there if the next time they want to get like half and half. But yeah, and then I'm always like, I use a fruit punch. Would you like this one? Because a lot of times like, I don't know what one I like. What one do you like? I'm like, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
And I usually, have you ever got Orange Recover?
I've never had anyone get it.
I just ordered the tropical strawberry.
Shakeology?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I ordered the sample pack, but they said they're out of it right now. So when they get it, they'll send it to me.
Oh, like of the, 4 different Shakeology flavors?
I think it's like 6 or something, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah, depending on which one. If you got the vegan or the regular, they just have a few different.
And
It
then
seems like if you get the regular, they don't have very many flavors. But if you get the vegan, they have lots of flavors.
and I usually always push vegan. I mean, it's obvious.
Is there a taste difference between the vegan and the non-vegan?
Yeah, so the vegan has pea protein, and the regular has whey protein. Mom life.
Love it. This is our life. When I do share, like sometimes I'll just go through the share cart just to click every single different option just to explore it. So then I'm like, oh, here's my go-to ones that like I have off the top of my head that I know really well. Yeah. Snacks.
Oh, one other thing too that I wanted to just point out is when you do this and you put them all together, it actually brings the price down $10 for people. So even though this is a challenger, when you add Energize to it, it drops it to $39.95 versus $49.95 like every time.
So, okay, so I think Sarah was just talking about that. Or is it we were talking about? Because I was like, I think Energize is $50. And she's like, no, it was cheaper. And then I was like, wait, that's like.
Yes.
Oh, wait,
and if someone's because if someone's signing up as a coach as well, they give you the coach discount. So say someone's signing up as a coach and they want to add a 3-day refresh and collagen, you would get the coach price at checkout as well. They don't make you wait to be a coach anymore. They used to make it so like you had to sign up and then you could place another order. Now they just take it off right away.
Well, I ordered the Shakeology today as Coach price, and it was $92 or $98 or whatever maybe, but it cost me $8 in tax and $14.95 in shipping.
Did you do HD Home Direct?
What was that?
So even if it's a single order purchase, I always do HD because it does a flat rate of $2 shipping. So I would actually call them and ask them if they can move it to be on Home Direct and they can reimburse you for the shipping because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was like $26.
Yeah, no, make sure you're doing it on Home Direct because it's on any order. So even if like 1 month you want to do a 3-day refresh, but you don't want to get it monthly, still do it on monthly subscription to save you money on shipping.
So what does monthly prescription mean?
It'll come every month on that date. So say your Shakeology you ordered today, you want it to come the next month. You can still skip a month. You can change your date. You can do all that. But the HD makes it $2 per shipping versus the $14.95, which I'm assuming is why. So it really just helps you save money on shipping. Otherwise, it's a ridiculous amount, and you shouldn't be paying.
Yeah.
I say the Coach fee takes care of your shipping right there. The Coach back office fee, like that is like you're paying your shipping one time right there, kind of. That's like how I church it up, you know.
Oh, I didn't even think about it like that too. Yeah.
That's what my thing is. Like if anybody has what's it called, like an objection to the thing, is I use, well, you're saving on shipping, so that right there helps a lot. And you get fat. Don't you get it like it's supposed to be there that exact day too, so it ships better as well? Okay.
Yeah, and you're more likely to be able to know that it's coming and you're having it, and you won't like run out before your next shipment. But sometimes it still happens. It's happened to me, but I try not to have that happen.
COVID has changed their shipping too. It's like
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
it's
And hopefully they'll be back because like to normal shipping soon. Since things are opening up, and I wonder how they're phasing things. They haven't really said, but I wonder if they'll talk about it.
I have a question too. The new training program that's coming out. I think I asked after this. Am I allowed to that, or I have to purchase that separate?
the newest program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the bag.
You'll have an early access to it, and like you can just buy the digital version, right?
Yeah.
You won't have to pay the 130 challenge pack.
Yeah, so it's up to you what you want to do that month. If you're going to order Shakeology, you can do the completion pack since you have BOD, or you can just do the digital unlock, but you'll get it at Coach price regardless, so you'll always have the 25% off now with everything. So any unlocking, it's always a VIP period, so you can decide. But the thing is with MBF, right, muscle burns fat, is they have the jump ropes. So, or like the air, like the non-fat hitting. So I don't know.
Those things that hit your legs.
Yeah, I don't know what the bundles are going to look like or what that's going to include. I'm assuming you'll probably want to do the one that includes them, but there's always, I think, the digital option. Or maybe if you have a real jump rope, you could use a real jump rope.
I got the one double under wonder one. It hurts back your legs. I don't know. It's supposed to be easier to go under twice, but I still haven't mastered it.
I got a hack. You can just take a jump rope and you can cut it, and then you can make a loop at the end of each rope and just.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. Add some little balls.
Dollar
And
store.
I saw Brittany's. They have little balls on them. Is it to make a weight? I'm assuming.
I think it's just to move your hands and keep you moving.
Oh yeah, because it needs like something to be able to move in the air.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lucy said, "What are some things?" Okay. Yeah, what are some things? Yeah, I know. It's like midnight. Thank you for being on, Lucy. I hope you have a good night. You're amazing. And I need to figure out the time difference so I want to start making calls in the a little bit more in the morning. Just action. So the business activity tracker, there is an app. I think just really the vitals, showing up every day, being proof that you're taking action on your journey, sharing 8 to 10 Instagram slides on social media, 8 hours ahead. That's good to know. Another thing, and I don't know actually, and Talia, if you have anything as well, just really showing up, on things like this and talking about it and really kind of breadcrumbing. And I was feeling stuck today, and I logged onto my business activity tracker app and I was like, oh, I haven't done my personal development today. Duh, maybe I should do that. So always making sure like you're taking care of yourself first. Were you gonna say something, Ashley? Oh, Talia.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my thing too. It's definitely just focusing on your journey first, because really you can get, and this is just from me coming from personal experience. Before I joined, I say this like 15 times because it's interesting to look back on my whole first experience as a coach. I am kind of that person that got really stuck in perfectionism. And so I was like trying to find like, okay, this is how I'm going to do this, and this is how I'm going to do this, and I got to make sure all of this is taken care of before I start this. And it's like, you're going to waste a lot of time. You're going to get really frustrated if you do that. So just taking action, like messy action, and being okay with messing up and failing and learning, because really that's what it is learning. But definitely staying connected to personal development is huge, because that's another thing that I just like was like, I don't need this, like no big deal, you know. And then something would happen where people would tell me no, and I'm just like, oh, well, I guess I suck at this, I can't do it, or you know, whatever. But I would definitely say just, you know, make sure that you focus on your journey and pay such close attention to your story. Like everything that's happening right now that you're starting off, document it, because you can look back and be like, what in the heck? Who is that person? Or this is what I used to think. This is how I was. You'll find stories like crazy. So it's actually kind of gold that you're starting off like with just like a fresh, clean slate with all of this, because it really does give you an opportunity to like like pay attention to how your story is unfolding. Because I didn't do this in the beginning. I have to like sit back and be like, okay, 7 years ago, I got to remember, what did I do here? What did I think about? What was I going through? Who was that person? And it doesn't help when you're pregnant, okay? Like that's a real thing. And when you're a mom, so like just pay
You have a
attention.
great story.
What?
When you're being pregnant and being a coach, I like envy that so much that you get to do that and share that with people.
Oh, that's nice. I don't know, but I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, you know, being pregnant's hard, but like being able to go through that journey. I remember watching Emma when I was pregnant, and I was just like, I watched her pregnant with Ashton, and I was like, oh my God, she's just so cute. I'm like, I'm like, I want to have a baby so I can have a fit pregnancy journey.
I know. I will say,
I've been following you. Talia is your name?
yeah.
I've been following you for a while, actually, and then I seen you pop up on here just right now, and I was like, oh my God, I know her.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
don't know you, but I've been following you and watching you every day on your stories.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. No, it's interesting because like even just being on a pregnancy journey, and I know Emma can attest to this, and doing this is so challenging, but I'm actually loving it because I'm starting over kind of with coaching and everything, and I'm learning so much. Like I was talking about it the other day, how I just felt like growing pains, and before it would just kind of stress me out and I would get frustrated, but now like it's just, I'm seeing like, okay, instead of looking at it in a way of like, oh, this is too hard, I can't do this. This is, all right, this is a great opportunity for me to share with other moms and other pregnant women like me that think this is impossible or I can't do this. Like your hard moments are opportunities to share with people. So just remember that when you're hitting a hard moment.
Yeah, and people will come to you because I know Lindsay has been talking to a few of her pregnant friends. You're fine, you can do it. But I'm just saying, because it's been helpful. You're like, you know, you were texting me like, she said this and she's pregnant, what kind of, so it is nice to also share that, because someone might be like, oh, I can go to her now because she's experienced this, and then I'm talking to so-and-so and they mentioned it and I have this story. So use other people's stories, like, I'm not pregnant anymore, but I want to talk about pregnancy journeys and how people can still do it, because while I did it, people are just joining me and didn't see me through that process. So, it is nice to use other people's stories that you you know and you trust.
We're all about sharing everything. Everybody has their like things they're good at and maybe things we like aren't the best at, but everyone's gonna share. No one's gonna be like, you can't have this. We want everybody to succeed.
I'm going to piggyback off that real fast. So I don't have any challengers right now that have success stories. Because I'm kind of starting over, but that's a great example of doing this. I don't know if you guys know Emma and Ashley. Do you guys know who Kelly Cox is? She's doing the Beachbody Challenge. No, okay. Anyway, she's doing the Beachbody Challenge, which is basically like on her, she submitted her journey to Beachbody and she has a chance to win.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I met her through like a Facebook training a long time ago. So I know who she is. And she's like, oh my gosh, like this is day 3 of voting. Please vote for me. And I read like her story. And so I know who she is and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally shouting her out, using her success story on, my stories. Like it's an opportunity to share it. Since I don't really have challengers, then I can say, this woman is amazing. Like this was, she used this, one of our programs, and you don't have to say names, like leave it to curiosity for people. But it's an opportunity to kind of like showcase someone else, which is big. People like to see that you're like not always the center of attention. You're recognizing people, and you can use their story. So I don't know. I just thought that was helpful.
Wait, I missed one part. You started following her and she was already doing the journey, or she's your friend and she was doing it?
So I met her through a Facebook training that I did like a couple years back.
Okay.
And so I like knew her through the training and like all that stuff. And then I just saw this morning that this was day 3 of voting for her Beachbody Challenge. And I like got to read her story and I was like, I'm totally voting for you. And I was like, and I'm going to shout you out on my stories as a success story. Cause I mean, she's using Beachbody. You guys I should like send it to you because her story.
That's cool.
But it's just gives you an opportunity to use someone else's story.
A random girl that we became friends, but like she's on a different team or whatever. She popped up on Carl Deichler's page. She shared her Beachbody story, and I was like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Hey, did you submit your thing?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I just saw you on Carl Deichler's story." She's like, "What?" And I screenshotted it and sent it to her, and she's like, "I had no idea." And I was like, "That's so cool." She's just some other coach that I stayed connected with, kind of, because she's nice and has she's a mom and kid.
Yeah, and like I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Lauren Hager that I've shared, and stuff. And like we met through our local super weekend that's here and stuff. So you can also meet other coaches like in the community, and it's always fun to share and like. And another thing too is sharing personal development. So like that also helps with your accountability for your own. And like I think Ashley said to get the book Like She Owns the Place is a really good book. And toggling back and forth between personal development, but also if you do want to run a business and build a business, then business development is also really important and mindset. I think everyone could agree on.
If you want to do like what's it called Audible, Sarah, or like the books, I can send you one, or
I figured I would share this so you could see what I'm talking about.
oh my goodness,
Yeah. Wow.
how do I get my skin to go back like that?
I know.
Wow.
Like,
She's older and she's a mom and she did like 8 programs, Ultimate Portion Fix. Like it's amazing. And I was like so shocked. So like you can use this.
I'll vote for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's different categories, so you can vote for so the Beachbody Challenge, if you guys aren't familiar with what this is anyone can submit their progress photos. So whenever you complete a program, you're always submitting like your progress photos, and they send you a shirt or whatever the thing is for that program. But also, you can earn money and win money. Beachbody gives away money, and they give away $100,000 at the end of the year to someone when it's like the big challenge. They announce it at Summit, which is always like a really emotional day. But they also do like daily giveaways, weekly, monthly, and quarterly, and then the big one. So I think it's whoever wins the quarterly ones. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like whoever wins the quarterly ones in each age category goes to the yearly one. And that's how they kind of choose. And then everyone votes. So then it's up to anyone. So Like, we are the ones that choose them. Which, why don't they talk about that more? Because I feel like I need to vote more on that. So maybe we should talk about it more in our challenge group, because that would be a fun thing to do. Like, who did you vote for today? Who are you cheering on? I don't know. It might be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll probably have one more question. If anyone has something. Or another question.
How do we get more people to sign up with us?
It's just about the networking, and having 20 people want more information is freaking like right there.
You go respond to them, and then come back with how many people responded.
That's
and then,
so hard.
No, and then we'll go from there. And so, yes. Well, you can also choose if you want to respond to everyone. You don't have to. That's another thing, is like, you get to choose who you want to work with.
Did you screenshot all those responses before they went away?
I did.
Okay, good.
Gotcha.
That's something I'm
so
bad at
when they-
remembering.
You don't have to do it you don't have to do it all at once either. You could do like 5 today, 5 tomorrow.
So when they respond, should I respond with like, did you mean to click on the link? Do you want more info? Or do I just like blast it all out in the comment? Like,
I kind of say, hey, I saw you voted on my poll. I know sometimes you hit it by accident, but I really try to put mine in the top left corner, because if they're anywhere on the bottom right corner, that's where you're holding your phone and you're talking. And then sometimes they get the person's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. But if you have it up, they kind of have to move their hand more. And so then you know it's usually more definite. And put your better answer you want them to answer on the right, I think it is, on the right side. But obviously you're having great luck whatever you did, so.
that's good info, yeah.
Sarah.
And then if you want to have another Zoom, Sarah, I'll answer more questions too. And like, just send me screenshots.
Yeah.
Tell me
Really quick. Yeah, really quick. I'm just gonna save you years, years of hardship. Right now, you said that's so hard, only because you said it's hard. Okay. Start telling yourself right now, like, I can do this. Like, you know, I'm gonna take it one day. I'm not trying to be mean or like, you know,
I do that every morning.
You got this.
Like, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I'm not being lazy. I gotta do this. You know.
Yeah, and it's not about like. I mean, I'm like the first person that would say all those things. Like, oh my God, it's so hard. You know, like. But I'm learning so much more now that the way you talk to yourself is going to dictate your actions and how you move forward. So if you're saying things like, this is really hard, or I don't know if I can do this, your brain will actually believe you if you say it multiple times.
So one thing, instead of like, I gotta do this, or I have to, be like, I want to, I'm excited to. And something I stopped saying 2 or 3 years ago, people can attest to this, because I was in the basement of Andrew's old house, and I went on my Instagram stories and I said, I'm not saying I'm busy anymore, I'm productive. I'm having a productive day, and that's what my busy is, because you're always going to be busy. But really, it's just like, you want to be productive in those busier moments. And so by just saying like, I'm productive, I'm not busy, I'm productive, you actually become more productive subconsciously, even when you feel like you haven't done shit. Sorry, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's a day for me today, just so we're all honest.
Let me tell you, I've been waking up every morning for the past week because I don't have a babysitter right now. And normally I have a babysitter that comes like 2 or 3 days a week just to kind of help out and give me a bit of a break. And so I don't have her at all this week. And I've been telling myself every morning, today's a good day. Today's going to be a good day. Today, I said that this morning, and my son pooped his pants and bit me in the butt. Okay? It's still a good day.
Lots of people want to be bit in the butt. That's a
Oh my God, he drew blood. I'm like, why would you do that? I was trying to get my work on, and he comes up behind me and he goes, ah. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hey, the workouts are working. You wanted some.
I mean, I guess I got some meat on my bones from doing bar blend now. I don't know.
Oh my God. That is so great. Yeah, no, just know we're all in it together. And that's why I encourage, like, I love that Talia has that printed out and like spiralized. So printing out the business activity tracker, having it in front of you, if that's all you can do, want to do, that's great. Like, you don't have to get everything checked off, but like the main things are taking care of yourself, sharing about that and just starting connections, just starting friendships, relationships, and people that are watching your stories. That's the thing for me is like, I want to share because I want to be able to talk to people and know that they know what I'm doing. Like when I'm messaging people, I'm like, hey, you've probably seen on my Instagram stories, maybe you haven't, but like, is this something you've been interested in? And most of the time they say, yeah, I have seen you, but like they wouldn't be able to say that if I wasn't actually doing it, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Sorry. Helping my niece.
You're fine.
Oh, what was I gonna? I was gonna add a tidbit. What?
Are you the babysitter now? Cheyenne went back to work.
Yeah, she cut Dozo's hair, so I owe her my life. I had a tidbit of what I was gonna add to that. What was it? What were you guys just saying?
I was just talking about sharing your journey and like.
Oh, yeah, they've seen you, Sarah, doing what you've been doing for how many months, and they're like, heck, yes. And then look at your progress pictures, and so they're like, I want that info because if you know, that's what I say. I always like, I never thought I could do it, but if I can do it, if I can encourage one other person they could, then I've done what I came to
And
do.
Sarah, have you shared a progress picture yet?
Yeah, it was epic.
And
I
then
saw-
And you got response from that, right?
I got scared and I deleted it.
What? Okay, well, you need to repost it and share it again because when people like things like that or comment right there, that's
Just a couple minutes ago before I got on here, I just introduced myself on Instagram. I shared a couple pictures of myself and I said why I'm here and how I got started and why I'm showing up, and
great.
I got my link tree up in my app. So
I love your link tree. I saw it. She has a shortcut to every. You want it? You got it. It's right there.
yeah, my post workout, my Energize, the package I started with, the Weakener kit, everything. I'm good.
Looks good.
Yay!
Right?
See, you're doing it. Like, I think, honestly, it's just now taking every day and just continuing. It might seem mundane sometimes, to be honest, you know, because you will consistently do the same thing, but that's where the compound effect happens.
I can tell you the first day I signed up, the next day I wanted to quit. I was like, this isn't for me. What am I doing? This is too overwhelming. And then I figured out Linktree and I'm like, okay. I went to bed last night and I was like, okay, I'm doing this. Like people can like go to there now and like, okay, I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission.
Mission to change lives, life changers.
Yeah.
When you feel scared, that is your green light that you're doing something right. So just
Oh yeah.
The pukey feeling. It's
is.
right.
it means that you're at a point of growth. So if you're looking to grow and you feel scared to do something and you're like, I don't really know, then you're like, that's when you just need to do it and take the messy action because that means you're at a point of growing. And the choice that you have depends on if you'll grow forward or not at all. So.
And then I got on yesterday and there was so many people. I've never seen so many people. I got anxiety and I was scared and I logged off.
You can always just put your picture on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it'll be your name instead of like if you don't want to.
I did that for the longest time. I would log on to the virtual gym and I just turned my video off because I said, I know that like they can see me, but like not, but I'm still here. And I did that for a couple weeks. And then I was like, screw it. We're just going to turn it on. And then I was like a little nervous. I was a little scared. I'm not going to lie. But yeah. But then you're just like,
No. That's good to know. I got anxiety. There was too many people on there. I was like, in meetings.
And hey,
I
you
work
can do
out.
that on your story. Be like, hey, look at this is my virtual gym and my accountability buddies, and this is what keeps me going because I sign on and I know they're here and I'm gonna continue to show up for myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm on for a while before I work out.
And you can share that. Like, if you have anxiety or feel overwhelmed, that's where I was too. And like, that's who you're going to connect with because that's at the end of the day who you want to connect with because
Yeah.
they're not, you know, you want to talk to your people. And if you can help someone who maybe has those same things overcome that, then that's what you were put on this earth to do, you know? And that's where that burning desire and you want it. And I know that overwhelmed feeling. Like to be honest, none of this was available when I first started coaching 7 years ago. So sometimes I feel like maybe there is a lot more information that could become overwhelming, but also know that some people don't have uplines like this, or people that want to help you. And, you know, we're not here to hold your hand, but we're here to match your pace. And so whatever that looks like for you, we want to just help you and know that, like, the overwhelm feeling is a choice, and we're really here to help you not, like, have that. All the
And
time.
you asking me questions helps me too, like being able to answer it better. So do not ever think that I am like, believe me, because I am like, Emma, and then I finally like, okay, you can Google things, but like literally, I don't mind at all. If you're asking it, I've probably asked it 10 times in 10 different variations, and
I asked her a question and I'm like, I'm sorry. I think this feels stupid, but I'm sorry.
That's why I
and
said
she goes,
it.
don't feel sorry, and I'm like, I know, but I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Enneagram test. I'm sorry person.
Yeah, you have to take that. And I was too. I mean, even when I got into a new relationship and I started dating Andrew, I would always say, I'm just kidding. I would say a statement and then I would be like, just kidding, because I was really not confident in anything that I said. And he was like, you gotta stop saying that. Like, you can be, like, you can stand your ground here.
Mom, you said you would come back.
Remember, Sarah, this story about you feeling like Emma said, anxiety, overwhelm. Remember this, because you're going to get to a point where you're like, why was I ever freaked out? And then that can be something that you can share on a post, or, you know, or whatever. You could just post a picture. You know what you could do? This is a great idea. If you end up like posting your before and after transformation photo, you could say, I used to feel crazy anxiety when I would log on in the very beginning, and then explain why you felt that. Because that's where people are going to connect, like she said, with you on that. And I forgot to mention this when we were talking about info gathering. I wanted to say this to you because I think it's really important. When you're asking people about like what they want, you know, like, you know, is this fitness program good for you? Or, you know, like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to pay attention here. Is this program something you want, or like, what do you do for fitness, or what do you struggle with? And they tell you the reason. Ask them why that's important to them, because that will open up a lot more information that you can use, because people buy off emotion, not for product. They buy from emotions, and that's their driving factor. So try to find the emotion too when you're talking to them in the info gathering.
And always end with a question.
Yeah.
So they always, you know,
Back.
yeah, kind of. And then you could follow up in like, you know, 3 to 5 days, and however you feel the conversation's going if they didn't respond, you know, because it happens.
I kind of like how you did it, Ashley, like where you weren't like pushing me, like maybe once or twice, maybe once a week, actually, like you weren't pushing me. That's why, like, in my head was like, I quit soda. I was addicted to soda. So for me to get on this journey, I was like, I have to quit soda for 2 weeks. And then I know in my mind that I'm ready to do something new. So she was asking me every week, like, are you ready? Are you ready? Because I reached out to her first, and I was like, I'm watching your videos. And then I was like, Ashley, I'm ready. Where do I sign up? I'm ready. And then like, we just got, you know, like she didn't really.
Are we talking about the sign up to be a coach? Okay, yeah. Because like they, you know, it takes, you know, you're like, I need this progress, but you don't need it. But like sometimes you feel the drive behind it. Like that was me. It clicked one day. I was just like, this is why people want to be a coach. Because at first when I was asked, I was like, why? I can't even work out. And then now I'm like, it's like emotional, and you're crying during your workout, and it just all clicks and falls into place. And you're like,
Oh yeah.
you belong there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, this was really awesome, and I'm so
Yeah.
happy you were so vulnerable and asked all the questions. I did record this, so I'll post the recording. I also just wanted to share that I know that the new program is coming out, and so in the Dreamer Society, I just shared this a little bit ago. It's a PDF about MBF and how, hey Bentley, quiet for just a sec. And how in a group called the Beachbody Champions page, they do a lot of trainings, and they're going to be doing one on June 16th next week. But I wanted to just share ahead of time, so you can kind of have that on. And I didn't know about it, so it's not on the calendar. So I'll probably add it and just re-upload the calendar.
I'll screenshot the Facebook page, Sarah, and it's called the Beachbody Champions page, and that's where the National Wake Up Call is, and then like information?
So the National Wake Up Call is actually on the Team Beachbody 411
Oh.
page. And then
Um,
the Beachbody, yeah, there's two groups. I know. I don't know why they're separate, but and the Beachbody Champions, like where they do the other lives.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But
I know, it's hard to-
screenshot her both. She should know about both. And I'll put, and this is really helpful for me too, because I need to add this to the new coach training. So you guys have, the resources. Maybe Ashley, you can go in there and share the screenshots you send to Sarah.
Okay.
Cool.
And
All right,
then
what do you think of
team
anything
call
else?
tomorrow.
Yeah, team call tomorrow, and then also another Q&A like this in 2 weeks. So not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. So we're gonna kind of do it every other week, just because there's always new coaches and stuff, and I just kind of always want your guys' questions to be answered, and you guys have a place. So there'll be new people on. You're always learning. But if you have or think of anything else, ask away. Ask us in the group. So, all right. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. This was very helpful. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.